Alrighty, folks. I've been rushing around here. The new content has arrived. Rolled in, drove in, came in, whatever you want to say. Um, but there it is behind me. So I'm hoping I can get through this video. I've got some rain, cloudy skies. I got some rain coming in, so I'm gonna try to beat it because I've got this thing outside the shed, which won't hurt it. I'm gonna wash it off here in a little bit anyway. Just make sure there ain't any road salt or anything that got on it in transportation from Nebraska to here. But anyway, and I got a whole bunch of stuff out on the tailgate of the other GMC that came with this truck that I want to highlight a little bit. So let me flip this camera around and let's get going over this. Okay, so there it is. So this is a square body GMC. It is a 1981, and it is full drive. It is a 4-speed manual. It is also a V8, which is, what most of them were, but anyway. But it is not the original V8, unfortunately. So this is not a numbers matching truck as far as the engine goes. The rest of it should be. This truck also, we'll just start going around it, is showing 46, almost 47,000 miles. So some of you that are aware of these trucks and vehicles of that era know that when you get to 100,000 miles, the odometer trips over and starts back at zero. So the question a few of you have asked yourself already is, is it really a 47,000 mile original truck? Well, I'll let y'all be the judge of that a little bit. Based on some things that I have looked at on it, I'm gonna say it is. It's definitely not more than 147,000 miles, I'm sure of that. But I do believe it may be an original 47,000 mile truck. So that said, the paint believed to be original except two places. I'll show that in a minute. I do believe there has been some paint work on it, but and it kind of makes sense a little bit. The lights on the roof were added, so those are not original. The steps obviously were added. However, I believe those have been on there since it was brand new, because this truck, as you can see, is just, there's no rust underneath the door even. Very clean all the way across. And your usual rust suspect areas are real nice. The bed, this bed is just, yeah, it's been used, but it ain't even got surface rust really. I mean, the corners, nothing's rusted out. I mean, it looks really good. Tailgate opens good. It's not beat to a pulp. No dents across the top. It does have two holes here that I hadn't been able to figure out exactly what that was. This truck did have mud flaps. Those brackets, those have got to go. I'm gonna get them off. And the bumper's got a slight torque in it over here up. I'm gonna try to straighten that. And this bumper, I'm gonna sand it down, repaint it, and get it looking good. But it had some bumper stickers there and there. It had like beef and rodeo, and you had Nebraska cattle country mud flaps on it. And the back windshield had like a lady. It was a covering across the whole back windshield. It had like a depiction of a lady on a horse barrel racing. Anyway, y'all seen, had a gooseneck hitch in it. There was wiring for that right here at one point. I don't know if those wires are still in there. I know in some of the photos I got, there was wires hanging out here, hanging by a pair of vice grip. No, not vice grip. Hanging by something, some kind of clamp. That tire right there is got the little tits on it still. You might can pick them up. So that tire hadn't been on the road. I have to look at the date code on it. But it's a matching tire to what's on the truck right now. So that's good. If one of these has a flat spot on it or something, I can swap them out. Maybe I don't have to put another set of tires on it for a little while. These tires aren't that expensive. They're 15s. So that's not too bad. I have the hubcaps to the truck. Let's walk over here. As you can see, we'll go over all this stuff here in a minute. Hopefully it won't start raining on me. But you can see I have original GMC hubcaps for it if we're four-wheel drive. Those were on here. We took them off for the shipping because I didn't want somebody to steal them. But the only body damage I found, there's a little ding right there in that body line. That's gonna stay there. But anyway, there's so much to go over on this truck, so let me backtrack a little bit. I'll try to put a picture at the beginning of this video or throw some in here showing y'all kind of where this came from. It's already loaded. I had it shipped here from Northwest Nebraska, and it has lived its whole life there. It was bought new there. I will be the third owner of the truck. I bought it from the second owner, obviously, that had purchased it somewhere around 2017, 2018 time frame. At that point in time, the truck looked like, from the photos I have, it was pulled out of a barn on a ranch in Nebraska. I'm not sure if it was running then or not, but the original engine, something had went wrong with the camshaft. It sent shrapnel through the engine. So this originally had a 305 in it, which is one of the weaker of the V8s. And it was trashed. So this now has something kind of special in it. I think special. Wish I'd been the one that actually built it and did this, but the guy that I bought it from, I think he did a really good job on the combination he's got here. It might or might not need some more tweaking. We'll see. I haven't got a really chance to run it good yet, but there might be some adjustments. We'll see. But anyway, the big question on this truck was the originality of it. I have a whole bunch of documentation on this truck back to when it was new. I've got papers on it when it had 50 miles on it from the dealership. I've got a tag from that time period for it, keychain from that dealership, which is not in existence anymore. It was an implement dealer of all things. But I have the original steering wheel. You may have seen it was over there with the hubcaps. But the pedals, the big thing, the pedals, the floor, the seat. The seat does have what I'd say typical, just the age, all these seats. I mean, it's not, I mean, the padding's all good in it. So, you know, just looking at it, it doesn't appear that it would be, definitely not over 147,000 miles, but still could be 47,000 original miles. Floor, nowhere in the floor, no hole. This looks like the original floor. I don't see any reason why it's not the original floor. But these pedals, you know, a lot of times these brake pedals are your indication of mileage. And this clutch, I mean, is even, I mean, look, both of those are just, there's not hardly any wear on them. Have they been replaced? I can't say. Accelerator pedal looks good. Just looking at what I see here, 47,000 original miles is not out of the question, I don't think. Dash pad is here. It is cracked. It's original. Non-AC truck. That's what I wanted. I didn't want air conditioning. It either works or it don't work, or it's a pain in the rear otherwise. So I didn't care. like roll windows down, enjoy it, that's fine. So just got heat and 0 to 60 through the windshield, so, or windows. It does have the, if you can see it over there, it's got the little vent where you can get fresh air down to your feet. It's got one over here too, I believe. Yeah, right there. You just pull those out. It's still got the original little storage container that's, I don't know, it might be in pretty good shape for what it is, its age. This truck's older than me, barely. Roof looks really good, no dents. So, the next question is, you know, is it original paint? Which is getting really rare on these to find in this condition. I mean, just to look at this. The guy I bought it from did have it buffed and waxed after he got it, which really shined it up good. The chrome mirrors are not original. I do have the original mirrors. We'll get to those in a minute. They're sitting in the back of my other truck here. I think it's a nice touch. I would have probably done it too. I went ahead and put chrome mirrors on it. And I don't know if they're brand new mirrors. I'm sure they're probably a repop, or if he found them off something else. Hard to say. I hadn't looked at that close enough yet. The windshield wipers, I have them over there. He had to put these, you know, aftermarkets on, but I got the original metal chrome wiper blades over there, holder. Original bumper. This truck, you'll see in the pictures, it had a big typical Western brush guard, grill guard on it that used these bolts down here. You can kind of see right there where it was bolted on. Looks like original grill. We do have a ding right here on the grill, but otherwise the grill looks really good. All the trim looks good. Like I said, the only thing is get that bumper straightened out. But so if I can get this thing repainted and looking good, I gotta get those. They've welded them brackets on, so I'm gonna have to grind those off, I guess. See how good job I can do that. No cracks in the windshield. But let's get back to this paint. I'm getting sidetracked. I went around the truck and I've looked. I believe it's original paint except for 2 areas. And those 2 areas are the hood. So I'll try to zoom in here, which is neat. The hood has got, if you can see, it's got the little rock chip stuff that would be typical of the area. There's a lot of dirt roads out there. But I'm seeing 2 different colors between the fender and the hood. You can pick that up. And the other thing I'm seeing is you can see the cracking in the paint over here, but not on the fenders. Can I see it cracking? But this is not cracked. The only other place that looks to be a difference is this cowling, and you can see some paint overspray in there. But it's like they stopped at the fenders. So could that be original paint that way from the factory, and it just looks that different 40 some odd years later from the fenders? I don't know. I'm suspecting the hood's been repainted. How far back, I don't know, but you can just see how it's, you know, cracked. You know, at a distance it looks okay, but the roof has not got that cracking in it, and it matches the door, the fenders up here. So you know, the roof hasn't been, so I don't know. I'm what went on there. The sticker, VIN number, everything matches here. A lot of times these doors get replaced, and this VIN won't match the truck VIN, etc. So we got original door here. I believe the other one is too. I just, you know, looking around in the fender wells, you got a little surface rust, but it's not like completely rusted. And the Rubber guard, which was new on this year, I think, started in 81, kind of keep the engine bay a little cleaners there. I really think this kind of saved the truck because this area is really bad to be out. We've got a slight bit of surface rust right here, but it is not rusted out. It's still solid. That's a common place on these to rust out. I mean, even in here, battery, this is where the battery area is. It's usually gone, and then it rusts this part out, and that's all solid. Just, I don't know. I think we got original model truck here. I don't know how I pulled this off, but the doors, you got to give them a little slam like any of them, so you can see they're cracked a little bit. But door panels, I believe to be original. You know, they've been armor-alled up a little bit, but they're not like really dry rotted or anything. Door handles, both are still here and look to be original. They don't look like they've been replaced. And we got the sped build sheet still in here. Everything matches. VIN matches. It all looks correct. Camper, sliding camper information. And this, so Sierra Grande, whatever you want to call that, if I'm saying it right. These emblems. So a lot of these emblems are made, you know, you can get aftermarket reproductions of these on some of the aftermarket square body part sites, but you can't find these. So I haven't found them yet anyway, not on some of the major sites. So this has all the original badging. Again, 4-speed. Was it a 465? M465. Got your 4-wheel drive. Mirror's still on the windshield. Windshield's got the antenna wires in it. I don't even pick that up right there, maybe. Appears to be original windshield. Hard to say. It does have some tinting at the top. I haven't researched whether that is original or not, if they had that from the factory. So that could be a sign this windshield's been replaced. I would figure it out there, if me as dirt roads, it would have been replaced. You can see a little nick there, but no cracks. Well, there's one little ding there. So I don't know, hard to say. Oh man, it is a dual fuel tank truck. I mean, it's got some use, it's got some scratches. I don't know what to do with this thing. It come out nicer. Like I said, I bought it and it just went off some videos and photos. You know, now it's here in North Alabama and our humid weather, you know, that's gonna surface rust. So I'm now like, okay, what do I do this thing? Do I paint this bed just to preserve it? Do I leave it like this? I don't know what to do. This truck turned out to, I mean, just no rust. It's just goodness. I hadn't drove it any really, just got it down here to the shed shop and just trying to look it over. But anyway, let's pop the hood. Let's talk about this motor since I've already mentioned that. Let's see, is there anything else I need to note while I'm in here? It does have dual fuel tanks. I don't know if I mentioned that yet or not. There's a switch right there on the dash. Pop the hood. He does have an air fuel mixture ratio gauge put in, which is good, and I may be using that to dial this thing in a little bit more if possible. Who knows? But let's see if I can here. Hood raises real nice. But got a dirt dog or something. Heard that go down. Underneath of the hood looks like it's been painted, if you ask me. I don't figure that's original. So I see no hood stickers or anything on it either. So it's the hood been replaced. Painted. I don't know. It is red. around. So I don't know, but you'll see here. Let's get up going here. 5 liter. So it was like a 305, 307 cubic inch, something like that. But there's what's in here now. Not original. And you can see air conditioner stuff, not here. Yay. I wanted that. Brake system. It's not even usually, you know, this is surface rust, rusty and whatnot. You know, who knows? Could have been replaced. Maybe, maybe not. But it looks nice. It looks clean. Just, man, it is really. Even these hood hinges aren't even rusted. The front here, just, let's see, you can see a little overspray here. I just noticed that. I think this hood's been done, but I think that's it in that cowling up to the windshield. But the rest of this, I don't see that this has been touched up or repainted. I don't see any paint around the bottom. I mean, this is usually just completely surface rust right here on these. I'm just still, as I'm talking and taking this video, I'm still just looking at stuff. Well, let's talk about this engine. What you're looking at is a 1967 327 block, and it's got heads on it from 60, 69. The heads are a couple years later. I don't remember. I've got all that saved off on my phone, but I have not. I don't have it memorized yet. So, okay, we got a 1967 327. It's been obviously rebuilt. It's bored over, 60 over, so it can't really stand another rebuild unless it's sleeved or something. I don't know. I'm not enough of an expert on rebuilds to know how possible all that is, but the truck, when he got it, had around 44,000 miles on it, so it's gonna have around 3,000. I think he said 3,000 to 4,000 miles on the motor on the rebuild. But we've got a comp thumper cam in here, which is, okay, it sounds good. I'll give you that, but I think it's making it idle rich, which is a common problem with a thumper cam, and I don't know what all kind of tuning that's going to involve. It's got a 750 CFM Holly on it, which is, by the books and math, is a little big for a 327. Of course, it being bored over, it's like a 336 or something now, is the technical cubic inch of it. But still, even up to a 350 motor, you would probably run a 600 to 650 CFM carb on this thing. And he's got a 750 on it, so I don't know. I've still got to do some research on it and see if there's any tuning that can be done to maybe correct it from idling rich, but we'll see. He did include a jet kit with it. I'll show you that here in a minute. But we got headers with exhaust, and we have exhaust cutouts, electric exhaust cutouts on this thing. So it sounds a little bit like a drag car when you flip that on. I'll just say that. I do have the original jack and the tire tools. They're over here in the back of the truck. We'll get to that. You can see a little bit of paint has flaked off there, but again, it's not rusted. Yeah, so we got a lot of new stuff here under the hood. I mean, the chrome looks good in here. My personal preference is, if I do show this truck and I get the spare money to do it, I'm going to change these to probably aluminum valve covers, which are orange with the 327, a matching air cleaner, you know, doll it up a little bit more. Kind because I like the orange engines. Now this is blue and it is period correct. I believe blue. It would have been blue or black for 81. Somewhere around 76, 7, somewhere in there, they went from orange blocks to blue blocks, and then somewhere they went to black. But he's got it blue in here, so that's somewhat correct. But since it's not the original motor anymore, and you know, we got headers, we got intake, we got big carb and all, I think it's free game to do what I want to in here. And I'm glad about that. You know, I don't feel like I've got to make this thing look original. He's already done the steering wheel. He's already changed out the mirrors, which the mirrors from the build sheet, I think it depicts the size, but it doesn't depict the white or the chrome, unless just the lack of saying chrome means they're white. I don't know. Some of y'all that are more experts on these square bodies might know on that, but the truck's still very original. I think it would do good at a car show. I think it would show well just for what it is. I think with a nice display board and all the documentation that I have for this truck, that and the period correct tag and all that stuff, I believe this thing would show well at a show. And just basically leave it up to people to decide the mileage on this truck. Y'all let me know. Y'all say in the comments what you think. Yeah, you know, is it really correct? Do you think it's more 100? I mean, realistically, 147,000 would seem correct. Just its lack of, I don't know, just even like I said, the bed doesn't look bad enough to be. I just think it could be original mileage. So okay, we've discussed most everything here. So let's walk over here to the back of my other truck here, and we'll talk about all this stuff. Okay, hubcaps are all very good except this one. This one's got some dings around it. Original steering wheel is not sticky. I got the original steering wheel cap. Something off there. Looks good, not faded, really nice. So that would go right here. We'll just leave that right there. That's some stuff for the new steering wheel. There's the jet kit. Oh, I was cleaning this stuff out. Some of this stuff was put in the floorboard and all. And I found there's this quarter laying there. And I cleaned it up. We'll see if we can see that. 1981 quarter. It's got something right there on the 8. 1981 truck. 1981 quarter laying in the floorboard. So I think I'm going to keep the little quarter with it. That was interesting. There's the white mirrors. There is a roadside reflector kit. I don't know if that came with the truck originally or not, but it was in there. Got some lightning hoses, as Derek on Vice Grip Garage likes to call them. But anyway, spark plug wires or some spares. This Scotch block maybe was behind the seat. There's the jacks and the tools, boxes for some of the stuff, and there's the windshield wipers. Then all of this, other than these windshield wipers, are brake parts for the rear. Got an oil filter here. Does that cover everything here? It covers about everything here. So let's talk about the brakes. He said the brakes would sometimes lock up at slow speeds. I got it off the truck, not the front brakes, but just the rear brakes. Drove it up the drive, it never happened, but when I drove it down here to the shed, I did have it happen once. So I do now know what's going on. I've observed it happen. So he ordered all new brake parts. There's new calipers here. Where are they? Oh, these are calipers. believe they were calipers. Let me look. Wheel cylinders, yeah. I'll call them calipers. Yeah, there would be wheel cylinders because they're drum brakes. So, one of the first things I'll probably do is pull these rear brakes off, inspect them, just look for anything obvious on that, and go from there. They could be fine. It could be, who knows, a proportioning valve or something else upstream that kind of caused that. But hopefully we can figure that out. He also mentioned that maybe the tires needed balancing. So he mentioning the back brakes locking up made me think, okay, there's a flat spot on one or both of these rear tires, which is why I was glad to see we got a new spare. If that's the case, maybe it'll just be one of them. I can use that tire. That could be, excuse me, could be causing it to seem out of balance. The other thing that I found that could be causing it is this. I believe this was a first year thing. These are automatic locking hubs, and these require some servicing to maintain them and help them to operate properly. And one thing I had run across, another YouTuber, I believe it was on a Blazer of this time period, said that these aren't lubed right and cleaned and all that. They'll start to try to engage a little bit going down the highway and give you the sensation of a vibration in the front. So I haven't drove it enough to know what we're dealing with there yet, but that said, a lot of people yank these off and just go to a manual hub, and I may do that. I really like the 4x4 on here and the way it looks. Maybe I'll try to clean these up. They did say they put it in full drive to load it because it was raining. It was slick going up on the trailer. So it would appear that they might be coming in and out, but I'll have to check all that out. But anyway, that's some of the top things that I'll have to get to. The bumper, like I said, I'll try to get it straightened. I'm gonna see if I can get the front end loader under it, like down to the ground, get a strap over this thing, and see if I can't very easily straighten it back out before I remove it from the truck. I may have to use some jack stands and some stuff of that nature to achieve that, but we'll see. The bumper's around $400, I think, so I'm gonna try to save that one. I'll probably carry this bumper once I get these brackets ground off of it to the house. And y'all, as y'all seen in the garage tour video, I said I might be doing some work in there, so that may be where I do my sanding and brushing and getting this all back smooth, maybe some priming and get the bumper repainted. Then I'll bring it back here and put it back on. I may do some polishing work on these steps. I've seen some of these shined up and look really sharp with some polish, so I think there could be some work done here. The only other thing that he has made me aware of, other than I think everything we've went over, and I gotta hurry because I feel like it's gonna rain here in a minute, is the fuel tanks. We got dual fuel tanks. He's currently running it off the passenger side tank. So this side tank, he said he got the valve, switching valve and all that working and working with the fuel gauge, but there's something leaking, he thinks, at the top, a hose, a line of something at the top of this tank. And these can be aggravating to get out from what I hear and have seen. So there's a possibility, because there ain't but like 8 bolts, like 4 here and 4 up there, and maybe disconnect some wiring. Since I got front end loader here and tractor, I may yank this whole bed off the truck, and I may get in there to that tank. I'm also concerned about rust in these tanks. As little rust as I've seen on the truck, maybe they're clean. I think I asked him about this, and I don't think he got one on here. There's a fuel pump down there And I'm not seeing one. I think I see the line right here. I need to put a fuel filter on here and observe it and see if we're getting any rust or anything coming out of these tanks. Because if I go to the trouble to pull the bed off to fix this leak on this tank, I might as well be prepared and know whether I need to pull the tanks, clean the tanks, replace the tanks, anything else while this bed's off. But don't know, when we'll get to that. Just looking at the doors, got some wear here in the paint, but what do y'all think? Is this original model truck or not? Is this original paint other than the hood? I believe the hood's been repainted and the cowling, but is the rest of it? I don't know. I've seen no paint lines. I've seen nothing. I mean, so the only thing that stood out was the hood and that cowling. But anyway, so let me pause this video real quick and I will yank out some of the documentation of this truck. I know this is a long video, but I kind of wanted to get this all in one thing and show you a little bit of the documentation I have on it. And we'll wrap this up, and I'll be looking forward to hearing what y'all think of this truck, what y'all think I should do with the truck. I have thought about putting the chrome caps along the bed and the tailgate to kind of cover up some of these scratches, and then put a bed cover on the truck. That way I can actually put a cover on the truck at my house when I have it over there, and that way just keep it out of the sun and the rain a little bit. I'm debating whether I can fit it in the garage, but I don't know yet. This thing it's got some sound to it. It'd probably wake the whole neighborhood up, but anywho. So let me turn this around. Like I said, I want to get these hubcaps. I want y'all to see it with hubcaps, and I'll throw a picture. I got a picture from the seller I can throw up maybe with hubcaps on it, because it actually looks pretty good with them. But that was another thing I thought about doing. Do I clean these wheels up and go with the dog dish hubcaps? Because the white wheel showing with the chrome dog dish, there's a couple different types I could go with on this. Those look good too. I kind of like it. It kind of makes it feel more like a farm truck to me with the white wheels and the dog dish hubcaps. But I have to buy the dog dishes because I don't have them. And I can't tell from the SPID or the build sheet in the glove compartment, how they spec the hubcaps or not. Maybe that was an add-on that was on a window sticker or something that I haven't seen. But who knows. All right, let me pause this and I'll get this documentation out. We'll go over that real quick before it rains, and I got to start getting all this stuff put up. All right, so I've got all the stuff out here real quick that I've got. I don't have it all torn apart, but I'll just briefly kind of go over what we got here. So start out, the only thing that he didn't send here was this keychain. And I actually found this, and I'm trying to decide if this is a repop or original. It looks kind of like it's got some age to it, but there's where the truck came from. That's where it was sold. Crawford Implement. It was a Buick Case and GMC. So you had cars, tractors, and trucks all in one stop here. So I found that online, and it was only, I wasn't looking for it. I ran across it by accident. And this showed up trying to just find some information out about that dealership, which I couldn't find anything. It obviously don't exist anymore. I know nothing of its history, but that little thing showed up, and it was the only one there was, and I was like, I need to keep up with the truck. So I bought it. But otherwise, everything else here came, and all of this was nicely preserved by the previous owner. What we got here, and I haven't even looked in this yet, so I don't even know what I'm gonna find. If I find something interesting in here, I'll do another video. We'll talk about it. But we've got like a service manual, maintenance folio here, and Crawford, Nebraska, Crawford Implement Co. So we got that, and there's some stuff in it. It's kind of thick. I'm gonna go through that later. We've got a warranty information card with a matching VIN, 50 miles, Crawford Implement Co. owner's manual, not eaten by rats, all here. Oh, I got my hands dirty already. I'm trying not to get anything dirty. This here is a title certificate from 1981. There's a copy of it, so I guess he got this pulled out of historical records or something, but it matches the 50 miles and everything here. And on the back side of this, we got some more warranty stuff, not warranty, title stuff, and we've got a certification of original miles on here. Focus, 44,000. So I figured that's what was on it when he got it. The previous owner did say he had some contact with the original owner of the truck. Way I understand it, he was working for Ford dealership, and I think the truck was offered for trade to that Ford dealership, and that's somehow the previous owner made the connection and got the truck. But anyway, and then this is some build. We got some receipts and stuff here, and spec information on the engine build. We got the head casting numbers, the block casting numbers. You know, there's your 1967. So there's those heads. We're 1968 to 79. I think I narrowed them down to 68 and 69. 64cc chamber. They are the larger number here of, I'm trying to remember what that spec is, but then we got the comp cam info there, and we got a lot of other stuff in here I ain't went through just yet. So the last piece to this is this tag. Now, then you're looking at this tag and going, well, it's 1976, and you got a 1981 truck. How can that be a period correct tag? So I thought the same thing. So this is the correct county tag area that this truck would have resided in. But there was a period of time where Nebraska did not produce any new tags, the way I understand it and researched it, for over 8 years. So it went up to about 1984 or 5 there. So this would have been a tag that would have been transferred over to this truck. And if you can see here, that says 1984 on that sticker. So you can see this tag, and there's stickers under it. That this tag, and I wish I could preserve that better, it's just almost gone, was used through 1984. So that would have covered the time frame of that truck when it was new. So anyway, there's documentation I have on the truck. I have other few things, but I'm not going to drag out. But anywho, that's just everything in a nutshell on this truck. So tell me what y'all think. I was really badly wanting one of these trucks. I've probably spent a month researching and looking to come across this truck, and this one took me a good week. I don't know, a week and a half. I can't remember to even decide on purchasing it. And I just hated not to get one without laying hands on it personally. But from what I'm seeing on the truck, I don't think I went wrong. But anyway, I've seen these trucks listed for more than double what I paid. I'll just say that. And I don't think I was on the low end per se. I think I shot the middle on what I got here. I think I did okay. I have no idea what the previous owner had in it. I'm sure he put a lot of money in this motor. Would about had to. But again, I don't know. But hopefully, that'll all turn out okay. But I'm gonna wrap this up. I've went on forever, and I know it's gonna start raining here in a minute. But look forward to some running and driving videos of this truck, some work being done on this truck. We'll be on those brakes probably pretty quick. The hubs possibly might go ahead and analyze what I'm going to do there with those. Figure out whether we do need some tire balancing or not, or if we got some flat spots, just some little things. But other than that, it is a running, driving truck. The guy actually was moving during the whole deal, and he had to move this truck about an hour from his first house to the second house, and they drove it, so no big deal. It went on and off the trailer fine, and it has fired right up immediately every time I've tried. So I think we're gonna be okay. Anyway, sorry for the long-winded video. If you like square bodies and you like this stuff, you like this content, let me know. If you hadn't subscribed and want to, I'd appreciate that too. I don't get much money back on these. It's just like some people do that have a lot bigger channels than me, but it is what it is. Every little bit helps. So look forward to more videos of this, and again, just thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. See ya.